Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of Andrewsfootball.com. This is my Miami Dolphins breakdown. Now go ahead and see this little button right down here. If you haven't already, bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams will come true if you hit that subscribe button. Here's how my videos work. I break down what I like about the Miami Dolphins, or all teams. And I break down what I don't like, but stick around to the end where I break down the Vegas over-under and if you should put action down on the Miami Dolphins. Let's get started here. Here's what I like. I like the quarterback situation. 3 things I like about the quarterback situation. Number 1 is the Rosen trade, all right? The Rosen trade consisted of Miami trading the 62nd pick in the draft and a 2025th. So a late second and a 5th next year, when Arizona, just the year before, gave up the 15th, the 79th, and 152nd pick. They'd go from 15 to 10. And most people thought it was a good trade. So you gave up a first, a third, and a 5th to move up 5 spots to get your quarterback. Miami gets him for a late second. Oh, yeah, 25th. So, and here's the thing. No, there was not a scout who thought that Rosen was any worse than a top 15 pick. Some people had top 5. Some people thought he should have gone number 1 overall. I like Darnold better in last year's draft, but I thought if I was a team and I needed a quarterback to play today, I liked Rosen. He had more experience than any other quarterback. At least I'm talking about the big 5. You know, when I'm talking about Darnold, I'm talking about Josh Allen, I'm talking about Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. Rosen was the only one coached by Jim Mora Jr., an former NFL head coach. So he had a little more of a pro-style offense than the other guys. He was coached by an former NFL coach, plus he had a lot more experience than the other guys. So I really liked him. I didn't have him as my number 1, but I felt like if I was a team that needed to win now, he would be the best one to choose. So getting him for a second-round pick's gold. All right, second thing I like about the situation is I like Fitzpatrick. There's an old NFL saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. And it doesn't apply here. The reason why is that you're going to start the season, Fitzpatrick's 37, Rosen's 22. This is a win-win because even though they're in competition for the starting spot, it doesn't matter who the winner is. If you go with Fitzpatrick, you get your 22-year-old quarterback that gets to learn behind a veteran quarterback. That's how you're supposed to develop an NFL quarterback. Okay, my humble opinion, there's been lots of Hall of Fame quarterbacks that have started day 1. A lot of people feel like that's how you do it, just throw them into the fire, sink or swim. I've always believed that you let them sit. So let's say Fitzpatrick wins, Rosen sits, Rosen's the future. Let's say Rosen wins, okay? Rosen wins. You have a first-rate backup. And he's done it before. Rosen goes down, let's say week 6, week 7 with an injury. Fitzpatrick knows what to do. He did it last year in Tampa Bay. So he's perfectly prepared and able to be a backup. Plus, he's been an NFL quarterback for a long time. He can do nothing but positives in teaching Rosen. Oh, man, I'm getting all amped up here. You know what? It's summertime. I'm drinking hot coffee. I don't care. The third point that I like is the end of the Ryan Tannehill era. And here's the thing. I'll never forget his rookie season. He was on Hard Knocks, and he goes, man, I can't figure out the NFL divisions. There's just so many. It's so complicated. And I'm like thinking, wow, you're an NFL quarterback. You don't even know how the divisions work. You're in trouble because NFL offenses are extremely complex. They're extremely difficult. If you can't figure out how the divisions work, because he's like Chad Henne, Chiefs backup now, was like saying, okay, who's in the NFC North? And he's like, Chiefs. That's a quote. All right. And keep in mind, Hard Knocks is a TV show. You don't see everything. But what little I did see, it looked like Henne should have been the guy starting. And I think they really kind of botched that whole Tannehill situation. This is a kid who only started 16 games at Texas A&M, even played some wide receiver because he was an athletic enough player to play wide receiver while he was waiting to be a starting quarterback for A&M. But this is a plus athlete. Had no business starting as a rookie. My humble opinion. But let's say you go ahead and you let him sit for a year. Who knows what would have happened? Bottom line, he started him his rookie year. It didn't work out. He's in Tennessee. I think it's a better situation for him. Hopefully he gets a chance to become an NFL starting quarterback again. He's got the talent. It's just that it was in a bad situation. So really, it's good for both Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins that they part ways. Second thing I like is the wide receiver talent. You got Devontae Parker, who's a first-rate athlete. I mean, this guy's 6'3", 210, 4.4 speed, excellent leaping ability, body coordination. If you're talking pure athlete, he's probably one of the top 10, 12 wide receiver athletes in the league. Now, keep in mind, who would you rather have, Antonio Brown or Devontae Parker? I'm going to take Antonio Brown. Who's a better athlete, Devontae Parker? Better yet, let me ask you this. They both compete in the NFL Combine. Antonio Brown, Devontae Parker, who's going to do better? It's going to be Devontae Parker. Who's the better player, Antonio Brown? But if Devontae Parker can stay healthy, put everything together, keep in mind your quarterback situation is going to be much better this year. Okay, so you have improved quarterback play, and then all of a sudden you got this almost world-class, above average athlete, almost elite athlete as your number one wide receiver. This guy's all he needed to do was stay healthy, and he should just explode. Your number two and number three, you got Albert Wilson and Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills, I can't remember if it was at his pro day or at the combine. He ran like a 4.35. This guy's got great deep speed. You got Albert Wilson, a guy I know very well in Kansas City. He came from Georgia Southern, and I think they call it Georgia State now. This is a guy coming into the league. I was like, he's a small receiver. No. He's short. He's not small. This guy's 5'9", 195, ran like a 4.43. Keep in mind, Emmitt Smith, his rookie season coming out of Florida, is 5'9", 199. Albert Wilson is a guy 30 years ago, he would have been a running back. He's built like a running back. He would have been a receiving back, or he would have put on 20 pounds, like Emmitt Smith did, become an every down player. But bottom line, this is a guy who's built like a running back, and you got a plus athlete on one side, you got a 4.3 guy on the other side. Albert Wilson, perfect. Now, he had some injury problems. So did Devontae Parker. But bottom line is that the talent is there. I mean, these are excellent number three receivers. They're good number twos, but these three guys together, if all they got to do is stay healthy, you have a good receiving core. Keep in mind, you also have Mike Gesicki. Now, I know he's a tight end, but this is a guy at the combine at 6'5", 240, 245, 250, ran a 4.55. This is a plus athlete. Now, keep in mind, I watched him at Penn State. He's not a 4.5 guy. I'm telling you that right now. But all 50-50 balls he came up with, he's a plus athlete, but bottom line, he got in Adam Gase's doghouse, had some issues blocking, really didn't go on the field. Fantasy football tip. You need somebody in the last two rounds, could be a sleeper, Mike Gesicki. This is a guy who could blow up this year. He's got a lot of athleticism, 6'6", 245, 250, excellent leaping ability, ran a 4.55, didn't look like a 4.55 guy at Penn State, plus athlete, could have a huge year. Keep in mind, with the receiving core that you have better quarterback play, so it's going to work together. Third and final thing I really like about the Miami Dolphins is that they're a huge underdog. I've looked at mock drafts already. Now, keep in mind, around January and February, I'm looking at mock drafts every day, but I'm already looking at several mock drafts. Almost universally, all of them got Miami being number one. I mean, everybody thinks that Miami Dolphins are going to be the worst team in football. Why? Okay, this is a team that was 7-6. This is a team throughout the whole season was fighting for a wild card, and in the last three games they lost. They went 7-9. Gase is gone. But when I'm looking at this team, I mean, who'd they lose? They lost Frank Gore. Frank Gore, 75 years old. He had 722 yards, no rushing touchdowns. Oh, no, we lost Danny Amendola, 59 catches, 575 yards, one touchdown. Guy's not even averaging 10 yards a catch. Oh, no, the sky is falling. Look at the team, though, okay? Rickon McMillan, he was injured in preseason. He was second-round pick in 2017, got injured. This was basically his rookie season. He had 105 tackles, first year as a starter. Jerome Baker, his Ohio State teammate, he was a rookie. They both played pretty good. You got Kiko Alonso, just pure athletes. You got three really athletic linebackers. You got Pro Bowl corner Xavier Howard, Minkah Fitzpatrick, last year's rookie. This is a guy who could play corner, could play safety. You got former first-round pick Charles Harris, who they're bragging about. They're saying he's looked awesome so far in training camp. Keep in mind, he's been a bust, but this could be a huge breakout year for him. Christian Wilkins, first-round pick this year. So I'm looking at two first-round picks on the defensive line of really young, extremely fast, talented linebackers, and a good athletic secondary. I see a lot of speed. I see a lot of athleticism, plus extremely low expectations. Everybody loves the underdog. Here's the thing: there's always a team people think is going to be bad, and then all of a sudden they do well. Look at Chicago. Nobody thought they were going to go 12-4. If you're a Bears fan, you're going to tell me in the beginning of the year, if a rookie head coach, we're going to win the division, go 12-4. No, you didn't. What about Cleveland? They went winless 2 years ago. Last year, 7-8-1. Did you see that coming? I didn't. I know you didn't. Even if you're a Browns fan, you didn't see them winning 7 games. Come on now. Indianapolis Colts, did you see them going to the playoffs and winning a playoff game? I didn't. I don't think you did either. There's always a team people don't see coming. People think that this is going to be a terrible team. I actually looking at this team, this team actually on paper looks better than last year's team, which was 7-6, fighting for a wild card. So just to recap, what do I like about the Miami Dolphins? I like the quarterback situation, all right? You trade for a franchise quarterback, you give up a low second and a 2025th gold. You get an excellent backup quarterback who could be your starter in Fitzpatrick. It's not a situation where if you have two, you have none. This is a situation where you got 37 and a 22-year-old. Doesn't matter who the starter is, your backup's going to be good, all right? You got wide receiver talent, injured, but the talent is there. They stay healthy. Watch out. And then you have a huge underdog, all right? Nobody's expecting anything from these guys, so there's no expectations. They just play loose. This is a talented team. I think that there's a lot more positives about the Miami Dolphins than a lot of people think. So let's talk about what I don't like now. I don't like the offensive line situation. Right tackle, if you watch my video from last week, Juwan James, he's now Denver Bronco. Denver Broncos gave him $800 million. Not true, but it was a right tackle record before the Raiders broke it. They gave him a ton of money. So keep in mind, salary cap, the way it works is that sometimes you have to have a downgrade in a position. Well, that's what happened with the Miami Dolphins. They have a downgrade on the right tackle position. But let's look at the other three positions. Now, Tunsil is a solid left tackle. You're good at your left tackle, but your left guard spot, Our Lads has Chris Reed as the starter. ESPN has third-round pick Michael Dieter, who, now keep in mind, there has been third-round picks that have started at left guard and played very well. But bottom line, you don't know what your situation is. And if you're going into the season saying, hey, man, I got my third-round pick, it's going to be my starting left guard, that's not a good spot to be in, okay? David Kilgore, your starting center, according to Our Lads and ESPN. He was in injury reserve last year. Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he can be good. Jesse Davis, the right guard. Now, nothing against Jesse Davis. Probably a great guy. But in a perfect world, Jesse Davis is a backup. He's not a starter. So your interior three, you have huge questions about. You have a couple guys that were on IR last year and one or two guys that could be a backup, or you could have a third-round rookie. And then your right tackle situation, no matter how you dress it up, no matter how you make it sound, it's not as good. Basically, except for your left tackle, you have four guys that you have question marks on. That's not good, all right? 4/5 of your offensive line, you're going into the season, you're like, man, I'm hoping that this can work out, okay? Second thing I don't like is that with the bad offensive line situation, you don't have a bell cow running back. Frank Gore, who's 75 years old, am I hearing sirens? Is that siren? Frank Gore just had a heart attack. Okay, bad joke. I'm sorry. That was me. I got carried away. I'm sorry. Bottom line, Frank Gore, 75 years old. He is the best running back on the Miami Dolphins. He's in Buffalo right now. Yeah, there's sirens in the background. Okay, it was a bad joke, bad taste. Please forgive me, okay? Bottom line, the running back situation in Miami is not good. And keep in mind, I like Kenyon Drake. Kalen Babbage has some talent. I actually like Myles Gaskin, but he's a 7th-round pick. You shouldn't count on a 7th-round pick touching the ball. I think he'll make the team on special teams, but if you're counting on him for 15 touches a game as a 7th-round pick, you're not in a good situation. I don't care how you dress this up. The running back situation for the Miami Dolphins is not ideal. Third thing I don't like is that you had Adam Gase, a former offensive coordinator, an excellent offensive coordinator, goes to Miami. This is an offensive-minded coach. 2 years ago, he finished 28th in scoring. Last year, he finished 26th. So now I got a first-time head coach bringing in a first-time offensive coordinator. His buddy, a wide receiver coach in New England. These guys are both from New England. But bottom line, you got rookie head coach with a rookie first-time offensive coordinator, and you have a bad offensive line situation. You don't have a bell cow back, and it's Monday. It's July 1st, and you're not sure your starting quarterback is. Talk about setting you up to fail. All right, this is not a good situation to be in when you're a first-time offensive coordinator. So just to recap, you have a bad offensive line, you don't have a number one running back, and you have a rookie offensive coordinator with a rookie head coach. Neither one of them been a head coach, offensive coordinator before, and who's your starting quarterback? You still don't know. So there's lots of questions. There's not too many answers. All right. Now, I told you to stick around to the end of the video here. I'm going to talk about the over-under here from Vegas. The over-under is 5, okay? If you bet the over, it's even money. So you make a $100 bet, you will win 100. Action's on the under. So it's negative 120. So you have to wager $120 to win 100. I really like the over. Matter of fact, I may put action down on the over. This is a team I would actually, if you're going to bet on the Miami Dolphins, take the over. I feel really good about the Dolphins, and here's why. When I look at the Dolphins' schedule, I'm actually looking at out of their first 5 games, 4 are at home. Miami traditionally does well at home early in the season. Second game that they're at home is New England. This is the only team in football, period, that's been able to consistently beat the New England Patriots at home. Yeah, it was a fluke, but it was still a win, and they've done it before in the past. Plus, they get New England week 2. You want to get Belichick early because they're doing a lot of changes. They're doing a lot of experimenting. You have former Patriots coaches. Remember Detroit beat them last year early in the season? Don't be surprised. Week 2, Miami wins that game. It's at home. Keep in mind, also, they have a bye week, right? It's the 4th game of the season is home against the Chargers. That's another team you want to get early. Chargers, traditionally a slow-starting team. So you have a bye week at home after you play the Chargers. You play Washington at home after a bye, all right? Realistically, they can go 3-3 in this division. All right, they're the only team that's been able to consistently beat the Patriots. This team finished 2nd in the AFC East, so I can make a strong case. Hey, this team's going to go 3-3. Let's just say they go 2-4. All right, let's just call it 2-4. All right. After the bye, a home game against Washington. Keep in mind their home game against the Chargers week 4. Week 5's a bye. Week 6 home against the Redskins. That's a good game. Home against Cincinnati, the 16th week of the season. So end of the year, this could be a garbage game. I like Miami in this one. Okay, road games. All right. How about the Giants in December? That could be a win. Dallas early. They started slow last year. New offensive coordinator, could be head coach, a lot of drama going on. I think Dallas early in the year is better than late in the year. Cleveland, they're at Cleveland. Now, here's the catch with Cleveland. Cleveland plays Pittsburgh, Miami, Pittsburgh. So sandwiched right in between Pittsburgh is Miami. Trap game. So I gave you 3 road games that they could win. They only need 1. All right? And keep in mind, 1 out of those 3, this is if they finish 2-4. realistically, I think they can go 3-3. Really, to be honest with you, I just got you 6-7. I only need 5. So I would strongly recommend taking the over. I like the over on the Dolphins. The schedule is favorable, especially early. Plus, don't forget, this team was 7-6, and I think they're better this year than they were last year. A lot of people are really down on the Dolphins. Why? You have a young, talented defense, improved quarterback situation, and keep in mind, neither Buffalo or the Jets are a finished product. And this is the only team in the NFL that's been consistently able to beat the Patriots. How many can say that? Nobody! So I like to fish in the over. So listen, if you're a subscriber to Andrews Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams will come true. Probably are true already. If you're a subscriber, boom, awesome. Listen, there's some playlist stuff right here. Check this stuff out. I have some great content. This is a great channel. And by the way, look, if you haven't already, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Wait till Wednesday. I'm going to break down the Atlanta Falcons, so I'll see you Wednesday.